Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you the fastest way to earn XP in Phasmophobia. To do this, we're going to be using custom settings, which requires you to reach level 50 before being able to use it. So, if you are below level 50, just play as you would normally, and keep learning the basics before you get here. We're going to be doing this custom on Camp Woodwind. Woodwind is the best option for this in my opinion. I've seen people do other maps like Tanglewood and Ridgeview for this as well, which is an option if you want to try it, but Woodwind is the best map for this custom in my opinion. Here's the settings for the custom. With everything applied, it comes out to a 13.07 times multiplier, which is insanely good for getting XP. For reference, Insanity difficulty is only a 6 times multiplier. This custom is the perfect balance between easy XP and easy difficulty, so you can farm as many levels as possible. To start off, starting Sanity is going to be set to 0, Sanity Restoration is going to be 0 as well, and Sanity Drain Speed is going to be set to 200. These settings mean that the ghost will be able to hunt you as soon as you walk in, but that won't be a problem once you know how to get set up. Sprinting is going to be set to off, and player speed is going to be kept at 100. If you want to get even more XP from this custom, you might be able to get away with setting player speed to 50, but I prefer to keep it at 100. Otherwise, I'll start getting Gold Apocalypse flashbacks. Flashlights are going to be set to off, and lose items and consumables is going to be set to on, obviously. For the ghost settings, ghost speed is going to be kept at 100, both roaming frequency and changing favorite room are going to be set to high, and activity level and event frequency are going to be set to low. Again, you could bump up the ghost speed if you want more XP, but I prefer to keep it the same. It's a lot easier for me to identify the ghost speed when it's kept at 100. Friendly ghost is going to be off, grace period is 0, hunt duration is high, and evidence given is 0. Identifying the ghost using this custom will come down to observing ghost speed, ghost blink duration, and special traits, such as wraiths not stepping in salt. Experienced players will be able to do this on their own, but if you're still learning how to identify ghosts without evidence, I recommend using the unofficial Phasmophobia cheat sheet, which gives you every ghost's traits and footstep speed. Moving on to contract settings, setup time is going to be 0, and weather is going to be foggy. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but you're actually able to see a lot better on Woodwind when it's foggy. Here's what it looks like normally, and here's what it looks like foggy. Much better. Plus, it's a larger multiplier when set to foggy, so that's an added bonus. Doors starting open is going to be high, and number of hiding places is going to be none. Now, I know what you're thinking. If I can't sprint, and there's no hiding places, how am I going to survive? Well, there's actually a few ways to get around this. As you probably know, Phasmophobia has its fair share of bugs. One of which is if you go into this white tent and squeeze yourself next to this table and keep walking backwards, you'll be unreachable from the ghost. You can tell if it's working if your screen starts to shake like this. You can also use this lantern on the ground to tell whether the ghost is still hunting or not. Another trick that works for surviving is getting on top of these closed off tents. If you get in the corner of the doorway and grab the tent door, you can push yourself up with the door and be unreachable here as well. This spot is a lot less reliable though, so I recommend going with the first option. Finally, Sanity Monitor and Activity Monitor are going to be set to off, and Fuse Box is going to be broken. The settings say the Fuse Box will be visible on the map, but that's just what it's set to when you put it on broken. Just ignore that. Once I load into a game, the first thing I do is check the monitor for ghost orbs. In case you didn't know, mimics are still able to show ghost orbs even on 0 evidence, so you might just catch one on the monitor or a video camera if you're looking for them. After that, I'll grab both crucifixes and go to the front entrance. But I do not walk in just yet. It's important that you throw everything you'll need into the map before you even take a step inside. Since the ghost is able to hunt right away, you want to be fully prepared before you walk in. I'll start with the crucifixes and a video camera, then throw in firelights, smudges, salt, and whatever other equipment I need for objectives. Once all of that is in, I'll bring a firelight, smudge, and a camera in my inventory. I like to have a lit firelight next to everything I've brought in so it's easier to see when I'm setting them up. Then, I start setting everything up at the picnic tables, starting with the crucifixes first. It's best to start with crucifixes just in case the ghost decides to hunt right on top of you. If motion sensors or EMF are an objective, I'll set those up next. Otherwise, I'll do firelights or salt. I like to spread out the firelights and salt so that every side of the tables are covered. Once everything is set up, it should look something like this. Then, it's time to wait on top of the crucifix until the ghost decides to hunt. While the ghost hunts, pay attention to its speed, its blink duration, and any unusual trait you might notice. One test you can do while at the picnic tables is using your radio for a yokai test if the ghost doesn't see you. Loop the ghost around the tables as much as possible so that it steps in all of the salt, then smudge it when you need to. After smudging, make sure you have a timer ready to start just in case it's a spirit or a demon, then go into the spot into the white tent I mentioned earlier. As you can see, the ghost isn't able to get me here, and I know the hunt is over by checking with the lantern. After the hunt is over, you have time to take any photos you need of salt or firelights, and you can start eliminating ghosts. If the ghost has normal speed and normal blinks, with no special trait that you notice, it's going to be a guessing game at that point. Some ghost traits won't be able to be noticeable on this custom, like the Djinn, whose ability requires the breaker to be on. You could listen on parabolic to try and get a banshee scream, but it's not very likely for you to get one before running out of smudges. If it comes down to these ghosts, it's best to just guess and move on to the next game so you don't waste too much time. As far as the bone goes, a lot of times it will be what people call the floaty bone, which spawns next to the picnic tables by this tree. But if it isn't the floaty bone, you can go searching for the bone around the map after smudging the ghost. You have at least 1 minute to do this, assuming the ghost is a demon, and 1.5 minutes if it's anything else. And if it's a spirit, you've got 3 whole minutes, which is more than enough time. As you go up in levels, this custom will be easier and easier to do. Getting higher tier equipment brings a lot of quality of life improvements, like having 3 salt piles per container instead of 2, meaning more photo opportunities. You'll also have firelights that won't burn out, and a lighter that doesn't run out of resources. Another quality of life improvement is the option of using the night vision goggles, or the tier 3 headgear. Night vision goggles will work even when flashlights are turned off, so you do have the option to use them for visibility if you want to. I prefer not to use them, but just know the option is there. If you're struggling with this custom, don't worry. Even if you get the ghost wrong but manage to do everything else, you still get 580 XP, which is definitely nothing to scoff at. If you get the ghost right and miss out on an objective or can't find the bone, you can get around 4000 XP. And if you manage to pull off a perfect game, you'll get just under 5500 XP. This is the best way to get XP for me, so try it out for yourself and see how fast you can fly through levels using this custom. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time.